To the Select Board's Monday, September 23rd, 2024 meeting. The Warcoit Meeting Room, Mashpee Town Hall, 16 Great Neck Road North, Mashpee, Mass. Stream live on the town website, mashpeema.gov/channel 18. It is 6:30 and we're convening the meeting in open session. We'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I'd like a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Discussion and approval of the following Monday, September 9th, regular session minutes.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I have a small correction. It's on page 10, in between Article 3 and Article 5. And it is the sentence that says, "It was disclosed the above referenced articles do not require town meeting authorization." I think that's just misplaced. So, and we could delete it without changing the meaning, but the articles above it would require town meeting. So just to delete that.
Okay. Do I have a motion to the amended minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Tom?
Yes.
Michaela?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Thank you, Michaela, for finding that. It is 6:35, poll hearing, petition number 140-71068, NSTAR. Do we have someone here from NSTAR? I don't see anyone. Okay. Discussion and approval for award of contract for Chopachee, how do you say that, Drew? Chopachee Bog Wetland Restoration?
Chop take, yeah.
Chopachee. Thank you.
Sure. So Drew McManus, Town of Mashpee Conservation Agent, Herring Warden and Tree Warden. You all have a memo that kind of gives you the background and description of this, seeking your approval of a bid for services to restore the Chopchick bogs to wetlands. This project started almost 4 years ago with conceptual design, planning, and permitting, and now we're at the construction phase. So we received 2 bids. In response, we had over 20 requests for bids for the bid package, and we received 2 responses. And you'll see in your memo who we recommend for awarding the bid to, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Anyone have any questions? Go ahead.
First, this is such great news. Thank you for bringing it forward.
Yeah.
I just have a small question, and it's about the thought process around removing the demolition of the pump house, which was in there before and then has been taken out.
Right. So you're looking for clarification on that?
I'm wondering why, yes, how was it decided that the pump house didn't need to be removed?
Well, it's not really part of the restoration effort. There's been some talk that it's a historic structure, so it's kind of undecided. We put it in there just to see what the bid, would be for that alternative, but it's not really necessary. It's not really tied to the restoration effort, so.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions, David?
I do not.
Tom? Any questions?
I do not. I'm
Okay.
good.
John?
No?
Okay, so you need an approval from us
Yes.
to go
please.
forward?
Yeah.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Motion.
To approve the contract award associated with Chopchick Bogs restoration.
I'll second that motion.
John?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
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 And I'm a yes. Thank you, Drew.
Thank you very much. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Good
That's
job.
Restoration
great.
project I've seen through to the end, so.
Yeah. That's
Very
great.
exciting.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Discussion and approval of the following special event application. Walk for the Wild, Adequan Park, October 13th, 2024, 9:30 to 4. Assistant Conservation Agent Daniel Kent. Thank you.
How's it going? Thank you for having me tonight. So the Rec Department, the Conservation Department, and the Friends for the National Wildlife Refuge have all gotten together. We're collaborating for Walk of the Wild for the second year in a row. This year, we will have it going starting from Quashnet School parking lot, and it will go through across, across, what road is that? Not Quashnet Road, it has some other name. But across the street right next to the golf course, up Great Hay Road, which is a dirt road right now. And it will connect all the way to where there's a military waste water treatment that they had for pumping PFAS. You'll bang a right there, and then it'll bring you right up to Levels Lane, which will bring you right out behind pretty much the Herring Run on Main Street. So that's gonna be the walk. It will end at Knockabout, and at Knockabout, there'll be tables. There's some incentives for people to come. They get some free beers and stuff from Knockabout, as well as participating in donations and whatnot to support the cause. The money will go to Walk for the Wild, as well as for the Friends of Mashpee Wildlife National Refuge, to their nonprofit as well, just so we can build up awareness. There'll be educational spots for this whole hike, a spot where it explains, what the Quashnet River is in that location. One that explains we found some vernal pools with active spawning habitat in them, so an actual viewing thing for them. It'll be a little late in the season, but they'll get to see remnants of what it is, as well as what a vernal pool is. So other educational things with QR codes throughout the hike for everyone to enjoy. We're encouraging families to come, so if you know anyone, please do. It's a 5K overall, so the hike comes out to roughly about 2.8 miles when all is said and done, and it's not rigorous hiking. It's old abandoned carriage roads and off-roads that are just abandoned at this point. So yeah, so if you have any questions, I would
And
love
you've
them
got
to
some good sponsors
Yes.
for this event.
Yes, they did. They did. That was the Friends. They went above and beyond. They always do. And they got some really nice sponsors this year to help support with some of the auction items, as well as some of the costs associated with the event.
That's great. That's
Thank you.
good. Any questions?
No, I was just gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
Good job on soliciting of sponsors.
I know it was very well attended last year, so hopefully.
Yes, we're hoping to get more this year, so
Yes, absolutely.
I'm
Okay.
glad for that, so.
I need a motion
Good
to.
weather too, right?
Oh, I'll take it. I'll take good weather any day, especially after the last three.
I
Motion
need a
to
motion to
approve.
approve the event.
Second.
The Walk
John?
for Wild.
Yeah, the walk
24,
for the wild,
24.
yes. John?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Michaela?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm a yes. And good
Thank
luck.
you very much.
You're
Hope to
very
see you
welcome.
there.
Absolutely, I'll be there.
All right.
Okay. Annual Orange Shirt Day Awareness, Mashpee Rotary, September 24th, September 28th, and September 30th, 5 to 6:30. Joanne Fry. Good evening, Joanne. How are you?
Good. My name's Joanne Fry. This will be our third year of the Walk for Orange Day, and we're requesting to do it again on the Rotary. We have a peaceful rally, just signs out there, and people standing with their signs of flags. We have flags. We also requested to have our usual flags in the inner side of the Rotary and our banners on the inside. The only ones on the inside of the Rotary will be the drum, that will be drumming in there. And everyone else will be on the outer side, mostly near Smitty's and Picnic Box.
Okay, now, last year, we did the flags inside the Rotary also.
Right,
I
that's
remember
what we're
we did
doing
that.
again,
Yes. I would love to have you inside the Rotary with the drummers, but Joanne, for safety reasons, I really don't think that is a good idea. I just get so concerned if a child gets excited and then runs out into 28 to go into the Rotary. I don't think we did the drumming last year in the Rotary.
Yeah, we've always done just the drum in the road, in the inner side. Everybody's on the outside. We do have tribal police there as well. But they've always been on the inside.
The drummers were in the
Yeah.
inside last year?
Yes.
Do you remember? I don't remember that.
We have been.
Okay.
I was one of the drummers, so.
Were you? I just know that we don't let any others go in the Rotary.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's,
concerned about
Just-
if
we
a
don't
young
wanna have
child
the
gets
wrong-
excited and runs out into 28.
it says police approved, but I don't see anything about approving on the inside of the Rotary. That's,
Well, if we did.
It's just not
If we did
clarified.
it last year,
that's,
I'm okay.
I did speak with the police chief, and he assured me that
You'd
the
have
safety
coverage.
measures would be taken
Okay,
care of. and
then
he'll-
I'm okay. then.
Yeah, I mean, the parents are really good with the kids. They don't let them go in and out across the street. The only ones,
Okay.
like I said, is the drum.
I was just concerned when I saw
Yes.
that. DPW approved as long as the flags at the Rotary until, don't put them to the Rotary till Tuesday, the 24th.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, and they will mow today, so the Rotary would be clean.
Right. So the flags probably won't get up because we're kind of short-handed. I lost my admin and stuff, so it probably won't be till Thursday, so
Okay.
before we get the flags out there anyway, so.
Okay. I need a motion?
Motion to approve annual Orange Shirt Day awareness at Mashpee Rotary, September 24th through 28th, and September 30th, 5 to 6:30 PM.
I second the motion.
John?
yes.
David?
Yes.
Michaela? And Tom?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. And good luck.
Thank you. I
Be
have
safe
some
there.
little flyers if anybody.
Oh,
doesn't
good.
want.
Please.
Can leave them. Thank you.
Okay, communication and correspondence, new business. Discussion and approval of bond issue. Treasurer Tax Collector, Greg Meehan. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Craig Main, Town Treasurer, Tax Collector. With me, we have our financial advisor, Lynn Welsh, from,
Unibank Fiscal Advisory
Thank you.
Services.
so the town went out to bond $5.3 million on September 17th. We received 14 bids ranging from 2.59% to 2.36%. The winning bid was Fidelity Capital Markets at 2.36%, with a premium of $440,000.
Greg, bring the mic closer to you, please. Thank you.
With a premium of $440,000. We're pleased with the interest rates and the interest on the bond. Attached, you also received the Standards & Poor's report. We maintained our AAA balance, our AAA rating, which was great. Just a few things from that Standards & Poor's. The outstanding debt at the end of 2024 was $8.5 million, which is great. Since 2001, we've authorized $170 million worth of debt. And S&P did ask about that. Of course, we told them 25% was going to be forgiven, and the WIF was implemented, and the rooms tax. So S&P is an outside agency. The way they look at us is the way investors look at us. So it's a little different than the way we look at our own finances. We have a better rating than the U.S. government. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Greg, how do we compare to other towns?
Never be overdrawn.
I'll let Lynn answer that since she does financial advising for other towns.
Well, I think we have various AAA communities on the Cape. Obviously, there's, I'm a wash ashore down here, and I always look at the 15 towns here. Everybody's so different yet so close, different demographics. Mashpee obviously has such a wealth level, and it was a discussion that after we had the rating call with Standard & Poor's, Greg, Don, and the town manager as well, in our discussion, S&P was so pleased with how this town is financially managed. And we went through the reserves, the policies and procedures that the town has implemented and formalized. So we went through that whole call. I got a call afterwards from the analyst getting ready to go into the committee, because when they do go into committee and they assign a rating, it's not just to a rating of Barnstable County. Your rating is reflective of all AAAs across the nation, right? There has to be some conformity to it. And the analyst said, everything else is strong, but the debt matrix, because the town has taken on so much with the wastewater, he was kind of couching it of, we don't know where this is going to go. It could be a AAA with an outlook change, or it could be a downgrade. He says, I just don't know how committee's gonna look at this. So obviously, they came out AAA stable, without any, any negative outlook. And the real reason behind it was because committee was so confident of the plan that the town has, even though you're still in the initial stages, and there's other things, going down the road that needs to be approved. But what spoke to the committee was the confidence they have in the strong financial team that the town of Mashpee has.
What? That's great.
And I can say to you, there's other communities that are doing large wastewater projects here on the Cape. Their wealth levels may not be reflected that you have. But for Standard & Poor's, it's the policies that you have in place, it's your reserve levels that you've committed to that is confident, that makes your bondholders confident that you will maintain that AAA rating.
Good.
So kudos to you, particularly the financial team, in the documents that they provided, the numerous documents that they provided, Standard & Poor's, was just a huge lift.
Oh, that's good news.
Good news.
Yeah.
So yes, very, you guys actually, you do make my job easy in Mashpee. And I thank you for that. But as Greg said, we had a real great day in the market on September 17th. Because as you know, both the bond and the equity markets are a little confused right now of where we're going with rates. There was a huge, question of what the Fed was going to do with short-term rates, which really doesn't reflect the long-term bond market. But, it still has some play. But we ended up getting 14 bidders for your sale that day.
So we did really good. It
You
was
did
good.
very
Right
well.
time.
So like Greg
Right time.
says, it was a 2.36 was the winning bid. A cover was 237, really tight, but the last bid coming in on the 14th was at 2.59. So everybody was in there. We were able to resize the 5.3 million down to 4,990,000 because we got such a large premium. So that helps with the expense on your debt service, the interest on your debt service. So yeah, we did, it was a good day.
Yeah, we last issued in 2019, and that was, I think, 2.6. So it's been five years, which I'm happy about.
That was the last time we went out?
That was the last time we went out. Yeah, what we did was, the 2.4 for the wastewater planning, instead of going out to bond, we took and used the reserves that we had. So, some of the planning that we've done has really helped solidify not having to go out to bond and not pay that interest. So.
But, and to that too is, just because you don't go out to bond, it doesn't mean the rating agency is, they don't speak to you, they speak to you frequently. They have a due diligence to the bondholders to make sure that the rating that they put through the market will be sustainable. So it's, Dawn and Craig are getting calls, usually biannual. They'll knock on your door, kick the tires to make sure you're still where you need to be.
Good.
I will need you to vote what I'll read it because it's rather lengthy.
Okay, first I want to see if anybody
Yep.
has any questions.
Go ahead.
Any questions, Michaela?
I have one question, I have a comment. Thank you for putting this together, and thank you for getting it to us in time to get a good review. I was really pleased to see, and I'm looking at page 3, that while the total debt, and I think residents who watch would want to know this, while the total debt outstanding will likely increase, we expect Mashpee's dedicated sewer project funding, elevated wealth and income, and history of strong finances means additional debt service will likely remain affordable. So I think that's important for people to hear and know. But I thank you very much for this. My question is probably one that everybody knows but me, but since I don't, on the page that says vote of the select board, we have the interest rate Is there a reason why this shows the interest rates at 5%? I just don't know the answer.
Because that's the coupon rate. The true interest cost is less than that because of the premium.
Okay,
So, yeah, that's the way that works.
but it's typically presented in this way. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Michaela, if you want a further explanation, so we went out to the market with 4.3 million, and with that, we got a 440,000 of premium, which is basically cash to the town, and state law requires in Massachusetts that we take that premium and we resize the bonds. That's how we got down to that 4.9 million. But that cash premium basically lowers that true interest cost, because it's cash to you. Okay, so that's why you see 5s and 4s, and you're like, how did you ever get down to 3.36 or 2.36?
And that cash is used to cover expenses for UFASI, bond counsel, S&P rating. So there's issuance costs that are covered by that premium. And I'm counting on that so that it doesn't come out of, we don't have to appropriate anything for that.
I appreciate the explanation. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
All great.
All right.
Love it.
You have the
Okay,
motion,
so I'm going to read it, and then
and then someone can,
just before executive session, I get your signatures ready, because
Sure.
I've got tons of stuff for you to sign. Voted that the sale of the $4,990,000 general obligation municipal purpose loan of 2024 bonds of the town dated September 27, 2024 to Fidelity Capital Markets, a division of National Financial Services LLC, at the price of $5,405,103.12 in accrued interest, if any, is hereby approved and confirmed. The bonds shall be payable on September 15th of the years in the principal amounts and bear interest at the respective rates as follows. 2025, 895,000, 5%. 2026, 880,000, 5%. 2027, 870,000, 5%. 2028, 870,000, 5%. 2029, 870,000, 5%. 2030, 105,000, 5%. 2031, 105,000, 5%. 2032, 75,000, 5%, 2033, 75,000, 4%, 2034, 75,000, 4%, 2035, 50,000, 4%, 2036, 45,000, 4%, 2037, 25,000, 3%, 2038, 25,000, 3%, 2039, 20,000, 3.25%.
Do you want me to take over and help?
Further voted that in connection with marketing and the sale of the bonds, that preparation and distribution of notice of sale and preliminary official statement dated September 10th, 2024, and final official statement dated September 17th, 2024. The official statement, each in such form as may be approved by the town treasurer, be and hereby ratified, confirmed, approved, and adopted. Further voted that the bonds shall be subject to redemption at the option of the town upon such further terms and conditions as are set forth in the official statement. Further voted that the town treasurer and select board be and hereby are authorized to execute and deliver a continuing disclosure undertaken in compliance with SEC Rule 15C2-12 in the such form as may be approved by bond counsel to the town, which undertaking shall be incorporated by reference in the bonds for the benefit of the holders of the bonds from time to time. Further voted that we authorize and direct the town treasurer to establish post-issuance federal tax compliance procedures and continuing disclosure procedures in such forms as the town treasurer and bond counsel deems sufficient, or if such procedures are currently in place, to review and update said procedures in order to monitor and maintain tax-exempt status of the bonds and comply with relevant securities law. Further voted that any certificates and documents relating to the bonds may be executed in several counterparts, each of which shall be regarded as the official and or original, and all of which shall constitute one and the same document. Delivery of the executed counterpart of the signature page to a document by electronic email in a PDF file or by electronic transmission shall be as effective as delivery of the manually executed counterpart signature page to such document. An electronic signatures on any of the documents shall be deemed original signatures for the purpose of the documents, and all matters relating thereto having the same legal effect as original signatures. Further voted that each member of the Select Board and Town Clerk and Town Treasurer be and hereby are authorized to take any and all such actions and execute and deliver such certificates, receipts, or other documents as may be determined by them or any of them to be necessary or convenient to carry in effect the provisions of the foregoing votes.
So moved as read?
Second.
Yes, yeah.
Tom?
Well done.
Yes.
David?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, and thank you both.
Welcome.
Good job.
You did a great job. You really did. You just in the
Go get a
reading
drink of
itself.
water.
I'll get you to sign in a little bit.
Yeah, no
You earned your
problem.
pay on that one.
Discussion and review of application of a temporary expand alcoholic beverage license premises, Wildfire Pizza LLC, doing business as Wildfire Brick Oven Pizza, 2 Center Street, Unit A. Lisa Canada. Hi,
Hi, guys. How are you?
we're good.
Michael and Lisa Canada, 2A Center Street, Wildfire Pizza proprietors. And we are looking to have a temporary extension of the alcohol license into the parking lot, which still maintains alcohol on our property. It's just not contained inside the building for a period of about maybe 2 to 3 hours at most on likely Wednesday evenings. We'd like to do the first one this Wednesday, and probably while the weather is nice until it gets too cold to drive a convertible. But we would like to host antique type cruise-in for local car clubs to come meet and, you know, share each other's beautiful builds that people have done in their vehicles or motorcycles. And hopefully it grows into something that the townsfolk would love to come see as well in time, but we're gonna start small and see what happens. We'd like to do it in the fall season, excuse me, and in the spring. In the summer months, it's much too hot, quite frankly, to sit out in a parking lot and roast in 80 degrees and
And you're too
80%
busy.
humidity, yeah. So we would not, and the shop is real busy in the summer months, so it would be very difficult to run. So it would be just on the shoulder seasons. So you're talking maybe, you know, 3 or 4 shows or something in the spring and 3 or 4 shows in the fall for a couple hours a night. And we'd like to extend the liquor license for that period of time so that folks can come in, grab a beer, slice a pizza, walk around, look at cars. It's, you know, out into the parking lot.
We will be upping our staff, because we as car owners also want to enjoy the car show. So we will be upping our staff on those nights so that the inside is taken care of with the owners of the business actually
Being outside.
being outside and
idea.
perusing the parking lot, so
That's
that
good.
we're aware of what's going on. And also noting that as a small pizza establishment, I don't think I've ever served anybody in our 2 years of being open more than 2 beers. We're not a bar.
We're not a bar.
Right.
It's just for enjoyment.
Sure.
Yeah, alcohol for us is secondary, the food comes first, so that's
Yeah.
kind of how we run this business. So it's, you know, people want to have a drink with their food, and that's really the extent of our liquor license use. But it would be nice if folks could walk outside the building and
With
be
the
able to
drink.
look at the antique cars.
John, any questions?
My only question is, I know you mentioned the fall and then the spring, but on this application, I only see, this, it looks like the fall, correct?
This is just for the fall right now.
Right, I just,
Right.
So I
Just-
guess we would have to come back in
Come
the
back.
spring. and do it
yeah,
again.
this, so right now, it's September 18th through November 20th,
Yes.
Okay.
just,
correct.
okay.
Yeah.
So other than that, just that clarification.
I have no questions at this time.
Michaela?
I have no questions.
Tom?
I think it's a great idea.
I do
think
too.
it's-
Good.
I do have a question, actually, considering how that's written, if we come back in the spring for the spring shows, is it feasible to get, I don't know, for lack of a better term, an open permit to do this?
When
in
you
spring?
go
Yeah,
to-
or do I have to come back every season?
No, when you
for-
apply for your, in January, when you apply for your license, just put that on your application.
Okay.
And then that
Combine
should-
them.
Right, combine it.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Rodney?
Mike?
Yes, sir.
What's the perimeter going to be? I understand the parking lot, but in terms of somebody taking a beer and just like walking down the road,
They can't.
is there going to be any cones or any tape or any designated areas that is gonna specify the area that they're gonna be within?
I do have some street cones that I'm gonna put up, but it's honestly, it's more to keep, the cars contained, from spectator cars, to separate the two. As far as somebody, you know, that's why we want it to be outside in the parking lot.
So there'll be somebody monitoring?
Us.
They're going to be in
So
the-
we overstaff so that the staff can run the inside, and she and I are gonna be sitting outside.
Thank you.
So we'll have eyes on the parking lot, yeah, so nobody should be walking anywhere off of the premises.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need a motion.
That, you just reminded me, I want to say that the liquor permit, it does require like some sort of, to delineate, you know, where you're serving something that's age restricted. I thought there was some verbiage that said, you know, there has to be some sort of perimeter. So
That's why I
good-
asked.
Good catch on that. Not sure how to navigate around it, but I think it does require to be within a delineated boundary.
Maybe
whether
call the office in the morning.
bollards or, you know, the expandable, even rope or something, I think would satisfy
It's a
it.
pretty expansive area,
You know,
so
It's not,
if you wrap tape all around it, it'd look more like a crime scene than a car show, probably, so I'm not sure how to contain that, other than, you know, us watching.
So
The
if
event.
you could, this is just a suggestion, is maybe approve it conditional upon the perimeter being established through our office, and we'll get it squared away. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We'll get it squared away.
Yeah, I'm happy to do whatever you guys want, I'm thinking logistically how to do that, because you're talking, you know, maybe 100 yards in all directions, right? It's a big parking lot.
I think it can be,
I'd be okay with the
State.
identified
right.
perimeter.
Exactly.
That
And-
can be
and
coordinated
We'll
with the
we'll
town
probably
manager.
send it
Cones,
out
and
for
then-
an inspection, and then
Sure.
we'll have a little bit more info to work with, and we'll
Right.
get that identified.
Exactly.
I'm good with that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So would you make the
So
motion?
I motion to approve the Wildfire Pizza LLC for the expansion of alcoholic beverages from September 18th, 2024 to November 20th, 2024, with
A
the
perimeter
identified
through the
perimeter
town manager's office.
identified
Okay,
with the town, by the town manager's office.
all right.
Do I have a
I'll
second?
second that motion.
Okay. Tom?
Yes.
Michaela?
yes.
David?
Yes.
John?
I'm a yes.
And I'm a yes. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll call you on the
Yep.
logistics
Yeah.
of the,
Yep.
okay,
Yeah.
great. Thank you guys very, very much.
You're
So I'll
welcome.
show up
Good
for a
luck.
beer.
Thanks for having us.
I don't think we have any public comment. No public comment. Okay.
What?
I'd like to bring back the poll hearing, and, I mean, this was petitioned by our Public Works Department as an extension to the Nathan Ellis Highway Mass DOT project, so I'd be willing to accept and approve as submitted.
The poll hearing?
Yes,
Yeah, I mean, I
Oh, I
don't,
have to open up the hearing. Okay.
whatever we gotta
Okay.
do.
All right. Would you like to read the public hearing notice? We don't have a public hearing notice in the, I guess it's not a public hearing.
It's a poll hearing.
It's just a poll hearing. Okay,
Generally, they would show up
Yeah.
to this meeting.
they do.
Or we used to do them where I would go to the meeting and then report back to you if
Mm-hmm. Okay.
there was any change, but I don't know why.
Okay.
I know Stephanie did notify everyone,
Okay.
so.
Okay, the Town of Mashpee Select Board will conduct a poll hearing on petition/WO number 14071068, dated July 10th, 2024, from NStar Electric Company, doing business as Eversource Energy, to install 510 feet of 1-4-foot conduit and cable under Town Road and 14 new handholds. This work is continuation of MassDOT project number 607319 for Nathan Ellis Highway. Attached is the petition, project plans and notice sent to the abutters. Do I have a motion?
Motion to accept and approve the poll authorization to install poles, the N-Star Electric petition.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor? John?
Yeah, just as far as discussion-wise, I mean, is there anything from the town manager, assistant town manager, any
No,
reason to
no,
say?
No, petition 1407106A.
They're the ones petitioning.
Okay.
You are, I know, but if they know of anything, I mean, because no one's here, so, okay.
We haven't heard anything from our or to our office in regards to this from any of the residents around town.
And Wayne usually takes care of the
Yeah.
poll.
Okay, John,
I'm a yes.
David,
Yes.
and thank you for that catch. Michaela?
Yes.
Tom? And I'm a yes. Good.
See
No
that whole
additional
nothing
liaison
is- it's
reports.
crazy.
Any liaison reports?
Nothing at this time.
No? Michaela?
All's good.
No. Nope. Water quality updates?
I do. The Wacoit Bay IMA will meet on Monday, 9:30, so next Monday. We haven't met over the summer, so I'm pleased that we're able to pull everybody together and meet. And the Papaneset IMA will be meeting to discuss projects on November 20th.
The only other thing I had was that I think there's some collaborative grants that the town, tribe, and APCC have been working on that I think one of them was awarded anyway, and that it's going to contribute towards additional work that they have forecasted that they're going to collaborate on. And so just want to commend the town, staff, and APCC and tribe for working together to solve a common problem. Excellent.
Thank you, David. Town manager updates.
Yes, regarding some road work, primarily because of wastewater. Orchard Road milling, Quiniquisette Ave milling. The 25th will be Mashpee Neck and Ship Lanton Drive milling. The 26th, Orchard Road paving. 26th and 27th, Quiniquisette Ave paving. The 27th will be Mashpee Neck Road paving. And the 30th of September will be Ship's Lantern Drive paving. All of this information is readily available on the website as well. Also, from the Division of Marine Fisheries, there was some restrictions on shell fishing as of the 21st of September due to some of the conditions. And it did list Mashpee as one of the towns. And last but not least, just as a friendly reminder, Friday, October 4th at 10 a.m., 950 Falmouth Road, the ribbon cutting and dedication of Leclerc Village Apartments. And Congressman Keating will be present. So I think you're all aware of that, but I just want to remind the public.
Sure. Okay, Michaela, we are going to go into executive session, discussion of strategy relative to negotiations with non-union personnel.
I move that the board convene an executive session pursuant to General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A2, to discuss strategy relative to negotiations with non-union personnel. Town Manager Rodney C. Collins, Assistant Town Manager Wayne E. Taylor, and Police Chief Scott W. Carline, having declared that an open meeting regarding this topic may have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the town. The Select Board will convene an open session. Do you need a second?
Second.
Tom?
Yes.
Michaela?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
And
Yes.
John? And I'm a yes. I'm going to do a quick signing.
Signing.
Closing down, you just gotta
Yeah.
this way.
Yeah.
And no details are needed in the motion.
Thank you, and we are back into open session, and I need a motion. John?
Motion to approve the compensation for the Mashpee Police Chief as presented.
Second.
Would it be a motion to approve the contract as
The
as
contract, I'm
presented?
sorry,
Okay.
ratification.
Second that.
Tom?
Yes.
Michaela?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
John?
And I'm a yes.
And I'm a yes.
Motion to approve the town manager / town administrator contract,
Do I have a second?
compensation,
Contract as presented.
as presented.
Second?
Second.
Tom?
Yes.
Michaela?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
And I'm a yes.
Motion to approve the contract of the assistant town manager as presented.
Do I have a
Second.
Tom?
Yes.
Michaela?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
John?
And I'm a yes.
And I'm a yes. And now I'd like a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Tom?
Yes.
Michaela?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Good night, everyone.